You're going to say, what the blooming hell are them? These are Malabeads. These are the big boys. I'll show you the small ones. Here's the small ones, okay? Okay, so they're the small ones. These are the giant ones. It's one size. Look, it hangs right down. I know you love them, guys. They're back in stock. I managed to find them in Palo. It was a nightmare. I think I went on my bike about 3 full days to try and find the one shop that sold them, and I thought, oh my god, it was so difficult. And anyway, I managed to get them. So you love them. I know you love them, and I'm not big into these, I've got to be honest, but I do know that they are very, very beautiful. And if you're wanting to do your mantras, they are beautiful because it's, your fingers. Look, I'm not really into like which fingers to hold and all that. That's for you to decide. For me, I just love them. I just think they're gorgeous. So yeah, there you go. They're back in stock now. I know how much you loved them, but they are very unusual because of the size, and they're huge and people love them. So yeah, sold out for a while, but they're here now. So there you go. I hope you like them. An interesting day today. Lovely day. Yeah, we're going to talk about... I think before we start to talk about stuff, let's just... Why did that just spring to mind? That's really weird. That just sprung to mind. Yeah, it's funny because I don't know where this came from, but you know how it is. So I was here when I first opened the academy, and a few months went by and I saw this beautiful carving of elephants. And so I saved up, and I was hoping it was still going to be there. And I saved and saved and saved and did my work, and eventually I had enough money and I went and it was there. And today you can see it behind us now. It's a carving. You can imagine the hours and work what's gone into this one piece of wood. Anyway, I remember, you know how people can be very judgmental, and when people are judgmental, it's normally they're the biggest hypocrites of all. That's how it is, and we're all to blame for that. We've all judged. So I remember that this is why I'm thinking, where's this come from? But now I realise I remember why. So I remember all these people came. And I was doing a close circle, and this one woman I've never met before, she was brought by another lady who I really care for a lot. And I could see it was a bit awkward for her, so I kind of gathered, it's not psychically, but you kind of gathered that she'd bullied her way to come. And, she was uncomfortable bringing this lady, and quite rightly so. And she was very abrupt without saying a word. I don't know if you've ever felt that with somebody. They're very abrupt and very hard and like almost looking down at people. So it was really full. I mean, it was so full, and you know how it gets. I said there's a limited number I can only have. Anyway, it ended up that all the room was full, and it came into this room here. And I remember all the chairs were out, and this lady sat there, and everybody was having a tea, and she just ignored everybody, and she was kind of like on a high horse. I don't know why. She was in a bad mood. I don't know. And it was really funny. Her friend was sat with her, and she turned round and she said, oh dear, she said, I hope they're not ivory tusks. And I said, I beg your pardon? She says, I hope they're not ivory tusks. And I said, oh, why is that? And she says, because it's disgraceful. And I said, and if it was yours, and you found out they were ivory tusks, what would you do? She says, of course I would get rid of it. It would be disgraceful. And I went, yeah, well, they're not ivory tusks, actually. They're actually made of crocodile wood, but crocodile wood's quite light, so it looks like that. She went, good. And I said, just out of interest. She said, yes. I said, that beautiful big diamond ring on your hand, where did that come from? Was it from a shop? She said, yes. I said, do you remember which shop it was? Why? And I said, no, I'm just asking. She said it was from JPP, some jewellers. I said, oh, the big jewellers in the UK, right? She said, yeah. And I said, that's a blood diamond, is that? I said, did you know that? That's a blood diamond. Do you realise how many people have probably died enslaved to pick that diamond up? She said, and I said, what are you going to do about that now? Are you going to keep that diamond on your finger or are you going to get rid of it? I said, yeah, exactly. So, sometimes when you throw it back at somebody like that, they realise very quickly that they've got no foundation when they get angry about stuff. They've got no principles because that's why they do it, So never be intimidated by somebody who does these kind of things, okay? Because they're the ones who probably do it more than anybody. So anyway, let bygones be bygones. Leave it alone. At the end of the night, she couldn't wait to get out of the room. She was in a bad place, of course. And I actually gave her more healing than anybody else. I was around her more than anybody. Please, make her feel better. Make her feel happy. Maybe it was the ring. I shouldn't have said anything. Okay, guys, today's a lovely day. And, okay, I'll just take these off because we're going to do something now, okay? We're going to turn the camera around to here. And we're going to learn how to energize and recharge Moldavite. Hey! Okay. Well, first of all, let me explain to you that recharging Moldavite and energizing a Moldavite is a really simple process that you actually don't need to do anything. What does he mean? Well, I'll explain, okay? Within a day, within your day, within a week, you go through lots of emotions. And generally, those emotions are a lot lower than higher, right? That makes sense. I mean, your happiness is probably maybe 30%, and your sadness and your frustrations are more like 70. Am I right? I might be wrong. You might be totally saying, Mark, you've no idea, I'm the happiest person in the world. Then well done. Okay, so let's just say it's 50-50. All right, let's err on the side of caution. It's 50-50. Good. All right, so what happens with a Moldavite when you wear it? When you are feeling very low, your Moldavite activates and can feel your energy. And what it does is it blasts you with what's known as the Moldavite wave. It kind of blasts all your energy. It works on the certain points where you may be emotionally sad because of a certain situation. That could lie in any place. It could be in your mind, it could be in your heart, it could be in your stomach. So it could be a shock energy from your stomach. It could be a painful sadness because you feel really bad because you may have said something or somebody said something and you're heartbroken and it sits in your heart. Or there's something going on in your mind and it's bothering you and you're what if, I should have, could have, would have, all of these things. So your Moldavite activates on that. It feels and it's blasting and working away constantly. So as you start to heal from your Moldavite, you start to feel better. And when you start to feel better, all your body aligns. And when your body's aligned, it then receives an energy from the universe that makes you feel stronger and happier. So there are points through the day or the week that you feel really happy. What happens then? Your Moldavite absorbs that. Okay, it absorbs it. So you become what I call, like the bicycles used to have the dynamo. So when you're happy, right, the Moldavite goes like that and it goes whoop. And then when you're not so happy, it goes like that and stays away and then blasts you. So you become a dynamo throughout the week. And you energize this. This is why I say to many people, if you're feeling happy, take your Moldavite in your hand and hold it. So we'll do that now, I'll explain. But this is how I work on my Moldavite. I only work on my Moldavite when I'm happy. So if I'm wanting to energize my Moldavite, not through the sun and not through salt, just through my own personal healing ability. My like you've got a gift inside you. When you're happy, you blast that out and people can feel it. Okay, and people want to be around you. Well, you want to give the same energy and the memory to the crystal. So let's take hang on, let's just move these out of the way because here we go. This is the bottle of the jar of oil which is here. So do you want me to explain a little bit about this? We've got time. So 14 years ago I was on a journey which I didn't really want to be on at all. I thought it was hocus pocus nonsense, and synchronicity started occurring, and like a lady lived next door to me or just below me, and she was a very, very powerful high Wiccan priestess, and she'd learned a lot of stuff, PhD, she knew a lot of stuff, and I was fascinated. I didn't sort of want to be, but I was drawn to the fascination of what she knew about the spiritual world and about Wiccans and about everybody really. She learned about voodoo, she learned all of these things, and I was fascinated. She was fascinating. I loved listening. So one day I remember going to her home, and she'd got a little bottle of oil, and I looked at this bottle of oil and I said, what's that bottle for? She says, I do spells. And I said, oh, right. And it's not really that I was interested in the spells, but I said, what is the oil? And she said the oil is basically a natural oil, which is you can buy from anywhere. And I like to add flowers into it and lots of different herbs, but mainly flowers and leaves. I went, wow. And I said, that's interesting. It didn't really have a smell, but she said, but you know, if you put good energy into it, it will work very powerful. And I went, wow, that kind of makes sense. You know, you put good energy into it, then it's going to be powerful. So that kind of made sense. And I said, that's brilliant. But what fascinated me most of all is what she said next. She said, Mark, this bottle has been with me for 50 years. And I went, what do you mean? And she said, well, when I first started, which was a young age, she worked with oils and she's always kept the same oil. And I said, how can you keep the same oil for 50 years? She said, you always keep filling it. And I went, wow. And I said, you know, would it be possible to have some? And she said, yeah, start your own oil. So this is how it started. I got a little bit of her oil, and then I started with my own oils, and all of a sudden it started to grow. And from flowers I thought, maybe why not try a crystal? And then I started adding crystals in, and every day I'd energize the oil and use it and work with it with my clients. And thus I've got to this stage now where I have not one jar but 3 jars. One of the jars is filled with abundance, not abundance of money, but abundance of love, abundance of peace, abundance of everything. And the other jar is healing, for physical healing, emotional healing. And then the other jar is for cleansing negative energy. So today I'm going to share the negative energy one with you, okay? That's on my website. They're all on my website, but this is the cleansing, okay? So this is how I use it. So I take this off when I'm in a good mood, when I'm happy, never when I'm sad, remember, because then the crystal heals you. So you take 3 drops is all you need, okay? 3 drops. Rub it in your hands like that, and then grasp and just gently turn a little bit. Okay, rub your hand all on the Moldavite and keep rubbing, keep rubbing, keep rubbing. Okay, so your intention is really important here. Always breathe, meaning through your nose and blow out through your mouth, clearing the negativity away, because when you touch Moldavite, it certainly brings out all the negativity. So you can feel it. You feel your heart pumping up, right? And then you blow it out. So you're actually doing a good healing session at the same time as energizing your crystal. Okay, so now your crystal for 2 or 3 minutes has got loads of oil all on it, which is beautiful. Okay, look at that. So now we sit with it in our hand, hold the hand with the oil out like this, so you're receiving energy, and the other hand here, And we're now going to sit peacefully and quietly, and we're now going to fill this crystal with the most amazing energy. Okay? So you focus, you close your eyes, breathe through your nose, blow out through your mouth, and feel the Moldavite pulsating in your hand. You should start to feel a throbbing. Good sign. As I am now. Now pour your energy into the Moldavite. It comes through your hand, through your body, and out of your other hand. So you're receiving all the time. Be open, no thoughts, don't look for anything, just allow it to happen. It will work naturally on its own if you're in a good place, if you're feeling well, if you're emotionally strong. So my hand's throbbing like crazy now. My other hand's tingling like mad. So I know it's working. I know there's good energy being pumped straight into this beautiful Moldavite. Now I'm getting a little bit of a headache here, just here, but that's okay. Never get worried about any, that's opening, now it's gone now. So what it's doing is highlighting any blocks in your body that it needs to get rid of, so the flow is more clear and pure. So that was very quick. Never ever think your Moldavite is causing you pain. Never. It is only highlighting what needs to be cleansed and cleared. And as that happens, you see it as a cut on your arm. You need to, first of all, clear that cut. So you would put antiseptic on and it would burn first of all, but then it's okay. Well, imagine your Moldavite is your antiseptic for wherever your cut may be, okay? In a spiritual manner. I hope this makes sense. Always breathe out the old and breathe in the new through your nose. You're doing great, by the way. Keep going. Wow. My hand's buzzing like crazy. It's pulsating like mad. It's tingling. It's amazing feeling. And it's a natural feeling, a natural flow. You can feel it's natural. It feels, this is normal to me. This is a normal thing. It isn't magic. It isn't a miracle. It's very normal. You can pull this energy from the universe around you at any given moment. Okay. There you go. It's as simple as that. Your Moldavite is now energized, it's now revitalized, it's now recharged. It's that simple. Only a few minutes you need. You don't need to, well, if you enjoy it, keep going because it's healing you. You're healing, your Moldavite's healing you at the same time, because see what happened to my head just then. So that's how I work on a general level with Moldavite, and every crystal really. But Moldavite is very unique, very special in its own, and it really does highlight your blocks and it really opens you up to clear your blocks. So I always like to energize my Moldavite when I'm in a good place. And don't ever feel that, oh, I need to do this all the time. You'll know when to do it. And, don't ever fear that you're not wearing your Moldavite, you need it. Your Moldavite mix charges you up. So then you're a bright light, and whenever you need it, you'll put it on. You'll know when to wear it. So I guess that's it really, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of self-help, how to cleanse a Moldavite. Obviously you don't need my oils. I'm just showing you what I use, and I love my oils and they work well with me, and that's it really. But you can always use any oil that you like, which you feel is good for you. So go into a little shop and have a smell of some aromatherapy oils, and whichever smells nice to you, bring that home and 3 drops, rub it in your hands and do the same thing. I work with Palo Santo. That is nearly 100% Palo Santo, so it's very powerful. It's very, very pure, and it comes from a sacred tree. That's why it works hand in hand. That's why I love my oils and I love working with Palo Santo with the beautiful, gorgeous. Look at it. It's a gherkin. Okay, guys, nearly 20 minutes. If you managed to keep going, then good for you. Well done. It shows how keen you are to learn, and it shows you how you win the mind, which normally most people have gone now. 30 seconds and they've gone. So if you're still here, it shows that you've conquered your mind, and it's more important for you to feel and to enjoy the moment. Good for you. Take care. Have a great day. Thank you once again for subscribing to Matt Bayeski YouTube channel, and thank you for going to mattbayeski.com and buying your oils. I hope you love them as much as I do. I really mean that. Bye, guys.